Hello all, just another quick video that you've seen probably loads of versions of these regarding Seresto, these kind of quite expensive flea collars for dogs and cats made by Bayer from the States. And there are a few of these out, but it's just telling you my story and how I came to be suckered in stupidly to buying some fakes before I actually bit the bullet and paid the extra money to buy the decent thing. So what I've got in front of me are two of the fake Serestos, this one and this one, and then their real equivalents. So regarding the story to the fakes, I went online to my normal supplier, an approved sort of online supplier, where you need to have registered vets, you need to have the animals registered, you need to go through a certification process. When you get sort of, either veterinary type drugs or things like this for your pet, and they charge you top dollar. I think they're about £35 or £40 per collar, but they're really good. So we all know how good they are if you've ever used a Seresto collar. Anyway, so faced with 70 quid plus postage for the official things, I thought I'd look for a cheaper version, thinking that I might find something where there's some stock left over or a bulk sale of this stuff. And I of course gravitated to eBay, and on eBay I did find various sellers, lots of sellers for Seresto dog and cat collars. The experience was, it all looks very official. The graphics and the photos look really good, equivalent to the sort of, picture of this on the thing, and some quite medical looking description stuff in eBay, but a ridiculously cheap price. They were like 10 quid each instead of 40 or 35. So basically that's the first sign. If it seems too good to be true, it's because it is. Anyhow, without further ado, let's just say hello to my doggy friend over here. This is Esmeralda. She's wearing one now and has been happily wearing it for 6 months or so, and they still seem effective, but I'm being proactive here and getting a new one ready for her, aren't I? Yes. Let's have a look at the packaging. So at the top we have the fake, slightly blurry pictures, I'd say. The real one, a much clearer picture, and they seem to have changed the labelling somewhat recently. Both are embossed with the Bayer, with the Seresto logo. Colours are slightly different maybe, but you'd need to have a reference one next to you to be sure about that. Let's have a look at the back. Well, some of the websites will tell you, or the YouTube videos will tell you that Seresto collars don't have a expiry date on them. Given that one of these is fake and one of them is real, these both actually have an expiry date on them. They've obviously changed the labelling recently, because on the new one, the good one, the bottom one here we're looking at, it's somewhat changed now from the older labelling. And I do recall that the manufacturing rights or the ownership rights for the Seresto brand have been taken over by this company L&Co. So they have the rights to manufacture and distribute this product now. So if you see L&Co and this kind of format, you can kind of be tentatively assured that that is actually a genuine and new labelling situation. But the new thing I saw there was the expiry date, apart from anything else. This is printed on the back, so that information probably won't change. And there's another check. So where you see the lot number, remember this lot number, but remember that there is a lot number that should correspond to the collar. Remember, this is a fake one. This is paint printed on directly to the tin. That lot number should correspond with the equivalent on the actual collar itself. It'll be interesting to see if that does. Now, I think I'm going to split this into a couple of parts, because I'm using the front-facing camera and that's not as good resolution. Okay, quick recap then. So at the bottom we have the real ones. At the top we have the fakes. The labelling has changed somewhat. We've got now this black flashing. We've got a metric measurement for weight now. These are now distributed out of Hook in the UK. So they've gone metric, no weight equivalent. Both are kind of like shrink wrapped. The difference with the real one is that you have a nice tear off strip there. That red bit helps you tear that shrink wrap plastic off. There's no equivalent to that on the fakes. The fakes kind of, the shrink wrap kind of comes more over the front of the lid as well. And also the imagery, the pictures are kind of blurry. It's very easy to see when you've got a comparison, but maybe harder to see if you're only looking at one of these things on its own. But it's just the imagery pops out a lot more. Right, so let's tear the strip, see where we get. Yeah, that came off quite nicely, even with one hand. Doggy equivalent, the fake one. It's flimsier. It's flimsier material. This is sort of more substantial with the tear-off strip. Trying one-handed now to open the lid in the fake. Okay, achieved. And then with the real, kind of a similar experience. The inside is kind of a primary postbox red on the real one. It's some sort of quite nice sort of, I guess, Iron Man kind of colour on the fake. Let's have a look at the packaging. Got the guidance instructions thing there, 170mm collar, quite nice, thick airtight plastic. This feels different, but again, it wouldn't be very obvious to tell the difference. Dimensions are clearer. You can see 170cm collar there with the fake. There's no sort of collar size there. It's quite different, that side of things. Scalloped edges on the real one, smooth edge on the other. But again, not that independently obvious. I'll just go with the dog one because I expect the cat thing to be the same. So I'll pause it there and then open the packaging. Okay, well, I've just unboxed from the metal containers the two collars, taken them out the plastic wrapping, which you saw in the last video. No real major differences in the packaging. There were some differences, but you know, not in terms of obvious quality differences. Now, looking at the collars, I fully expected this to be the aha moment where I'd show you, look, one's got the corresponding serial number written, you know, embossed in the collar, and the fake one doesn't. Now, I'm actually looking at the two here. This is the real one with the expected sort of serial number, lot number marked on the collar, sort of on the outside of the collar. You don't have to unpick the little splines to see that. It's right there. The other collar looked sort of a bit sort of lighter grayer, but you know, relatively similar. Maybe the splines are a bit different, the way that they're manufactured. It's a different color. It doesn't appear to have any active ingredient, sort of that slightly white powdery seeming residue, but what it does have is a serial number. I really hope you can see that. It does have a serial number, and it does correspond with the lot number on the bottom of the box. So one of the obvious giveaways, whether this is real or fake, is kind of blown. So I think my next video is going to be me approaching the genuine manufacturer in Hook, this one, getting in contact with those guys, and to see if there are any other ways of identifying these collars apart from the sort of the tin markings that I described. But because this one's got a serial number on it, but I still suspect it's fake because it was less than £8 or 10 quid or so. Anyway, I will report back.